Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Monday, Thursday. I almost said Monday, so sorry. Here's something going wrong again with the charts. So we're gonna fix that really quick. Let's go, there we go. So we jump first into the DXY and see what's happening there. Since the US government has opened now, yeah, it's not officially open yet, but it was signed into law that they are gonna open now again. The DXY started completely losing it and starting to break here once more into lower levels, and this is exactly what we want to see here in a scenario like that, and getting closer to the 99 point level here once more. And I believe that by the early next week we're gonna be below this again and get continuation into lower levels. Guys, please smash off the like button so that more people can actually see the stream. I did some changes here today, so let's smash off the like button to get more people here in, because these changes could affect a little bit how the live stream is going overall. So you can actually see that here. Now let me see if I can play this for you with sound, that you can hear that.
This incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you.
I do it once more because it was okay. Actually playing, yeah. Yeah, so there he is signing it. Shutdown is over. Everybody goes back to work now. Okay, yeah, so as you have seen here, that was for us in the night when that happened, when he signed it. I woke up to the news that he actually signed it, which is amazing. But there's one major problem. The Bitcoin pumped a little bit, but afterwards we got another rejection. And now the question is, the US market is just about to open here. Will the US pump the market back up? Because the Asian market sold the news. So now, for that, I wanted to see first what is going on with the funding rates. Are funding rates here highly negative? Are they highly positive? Or what's going on with the funding rates? So now we can see on Binance they're slightly in the negative, and overall they are quite neutral, which is not a bad sign. It's not a bad sign that we are quite neutral here, but price is also only moving sideways, and that's something I'm going to show you here right now. On the weekly chart, however, we are seeing here a small pullback. We are still within the EMA ribbon, so as long as we are within the ribbon, we are fine. But the big problem is if we would close below $104,000 here on Sunday and open on Monday a new weekly candle, and we are below that level, if we are not making it back next week above $104,000, Bitcoin starts to get into real trouble. And I want to voice that here, that we are then potentially seeing here a move below that support area that supported us here last time when we came down. I think the next time it's going to break short-lived with a wick, not with a close, but with a wick, and then we come back up and continue to go here into higher levels. I don't think that the bull run is over. I've said this many times, but we should be prepared that if this weekly candle and next one is not going in our favor and is going higher, then we should be ready that this level here at $98,000 is going to break here or get broken by a wick and then comes back, and only then we get a resumption. On the daily chart, here you can pretty much see why we got rejected. There's 3 reasons for that. The first reason is we got close. Let me remove that circle here for a second. We got close to the 200 moving average here. And that is close enough to cause a rejection from that level, which on the other side shows us how strong resistance is now around $108,000. We only made it to $107,400 roughly from where we got rejected, but like $108,000 is the level that pushed us here back down. So that the second thing is that the downward sloping trend line here also acted as resistance and not as support, which was sitting at $106,000. And then just below the upward sloping trend line also did not help any kind of support and pushed us also again lower to $105,000. And then yesterday we got here a massive rejection to to the downside exactly from that level here, exactly from that level, from the $105,400. Now we are struggling to hold on to the prior support level of $105,000 to $103,000 approximately. So if we want to see any continuation before the weekly candle closes, we need to stay within that range here, between $103,000 and $104,300. That is the level that we need to hold on now over the weekend to get here any kind of continuation. If we are failing to do that and we see further rejection, then here the next underlying support level, key support at $100,000 comes back into play. And this time, like I just mentioned, I believe we come a little bit lower and run into this cluster down here. And then you see a full reversal to the upside. On the lower time frames, on the 4-hourly chart, I spotted here a new fair value gap that has not closed yet at $109,500 and $108,200. Below us, or below that fair value gap, all the fair value gaps for now, they are closed. There's nothing open. I went here completely through the chart and checked this earlier. Nothing there yet. What is also concerning here is that we need to break above this smaller downward sloping trend line to get any resumption and an attempt here to reclaim $104,000 and $105,000. And 1 second. At the same time, the EMA ribbon is acting as resistance right now. So that is not really surprising. When the EMA ribbon flips bearish, which we did over here, we get multiple retests along the line. So here was one, here was basically a fake out above that. That's also quite normal when we are flipping into any trend with the EMA ribbon. It doesn't matter up or down trend, you always get some fake outs above and below. Here another rejection, and here now a really bad rejection. So that usually means that if we are not holding on here to $102,500, which is now the line in the sand to get another attempt at $104,000, we're not holding this, the EMA ribbon, which is currently in a downtrend, will push us into lower levels. On the 1 hourly time frame, here you get a little bit of a clearer picture of that. Because we have here also the downward sloping trend line at around $103,400 currently. If we would come up here, then we need to break for continuation back to the upside. And the green area, which is currently the support level that we are in, from $102,200 to $103,400. Here, potentially, we're gonna get a retest here of this downward sloping trend line, maybe all the way up to $104,700, based on the RSI entering here again bullish territory and the stochastic RSI about to print a buy signal in the next 43 minutes. So, but it's 43 minutes, there's still a lot of time that can go into this. But in the meantime, on the shorter time frames, what you want to watch to know if we are going to do that or not is here again, the $102,500 level is the level that you want to watch. Then on the 4 hourly chart, on the MDX Algo Scalp Gradients, here, there we got yesterday such a crazy bearish engulfing candle in this 1 4 hourly candle just after I finished the stream. Was really annoying, first of all. Was something absolutely that I did not see coming at all, you know. So I was aware of that sell block up here, but I would have never expected that this is such a strong sell block, because in the beginning we started to pump here and then we just went lower and lower and lower. Yeah, and I honestly I did not see from where that was coming there, because this was not news driven, you know. So that was not news driven. That was more or less liquidation. It was by the end news driven, let me say that. When the news broke that the US shutdown is ending, that was here to sell the news event for the last 1/3 of that candle here, from like $102,800 to like $101,000 all the way down here, $100,800 approximately. So that was a $2,000 sell-off of the news that the US is gonna reopen now the government again. So here you see that we are currently getting supported from a huge order block buy order block down here from $102,500 all the way down to $101,300. This is the area that bulls need to defend right now. If we are losing this area, like I said, we go sub $98,000. So if we are holding this, you get continuation. It's really as simple as that. There's no magic to that, you know, it's really as simple as that. Plus that if we are rallying up from here again, then we forming here a massive W pattern. So that might be, I have to check on the time frame. Is this a 12 hourly? Might be a 12 hour. Yeah, that is like a 12 hourly W pattern that we are putting in here. So this W pattern has a neckline all the way up here at $106,500. So if you want to trade that specific pattern here, technically you need to wait until we get up there. And then here your technical target for this specific trade setup would be at $112,700 approximately. So let me also move this up here. So if we would trade this like that, so that is on a 5.85% move to the upside. So not bad, not bad. I would personally trade this, but there are opportunities where we can get in earlier than this. And I would front run this trade from here, from where we got rejected the last time, $104,000 approximately. Yeah, so from there is where I'm gonna front run this, and then my stop loss would be down here at $101,400. So if we come here and break $104,000, highly unlikely that it rolls over and pulls back 3% instead of running. So the next time that we come up here to $104,000, that should be the proper break when we are running to the upside. So this is something that you need to wait for. That's like a 1% move right now in Bitcoin, which is absolutely not insane. I can wait 1%, you know, so 1% is not the end of the world to wait for that. On the 15 minutes time frame, here, if you're a little bit crazy like me and risk adverse, you want maybe to front run even that, you know. So, and how you do that with a 50 minutes chart is you wait for the golden cross here on the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average and a break of $103,000. So if everything is in alignment and we're breaking above the 50 moving average, you can try to front run this, to be honest, once we are getting above this. But you need to have a tight stop loss in the beginning and have to slightly below the 200 moving average here at $102,500. So that is a 0.5% stop loss. So it's really tight, but you could then try to front run this. So I said 112,600 roughly here. So then we are talking about almost a 10% move and like almost a 1 to 19 risk to reward ratio. So these are trades that I definitely like to take here. But I would make the stop loss a little bit wider. There's no harm in it to have like a percentage, 1%. Yeah, 1%, and you are still at a 1 to 9 risk to reward ratio and slightly below $102,000 for that stop loss. So that would be a setup if you want to front run the W pattern. But yeah, I'm actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm already in, not only in my Weex trade over here, I'm also in a different trade where I'm trying to front run this, to be honest. So this one, you know, I have this for a while now. It's going up and down, but it stays in profit, which is for me the most important thing, you know, that I'm staying in profit. Roughly $5,000, $4,800 right now. It's going up and down. It was earlier again over $10,000, but I'm absolutely fine with that. Again, if you want to trade on Weex with me together, $30,000 in sign-up bonuses, and you get immediately $400 credited into your Weex account by signing up, binding your phone and your email address, downloading the app, don't forget that. Plus, if you want access to my private Telegram group, where I help you and handhold you to turn $500 into $10,000, then deposit $500, you get another $400 for free, then you have $800 for free that you can already trade with. And you get access here to that Telegram group, guys. So we are getting more and more people there. It's getting now a little bit crazy, which is amazing. How you can join the Telegram group is described in the description below and will be later also in the pinned comment. If you cannot reach out to me on Telegram, do it on my email address info@amcrypto.us or on Twitter amcryptoalex. So now liquidation levels. See here partially the over leveraged liquidity in shorts that was stacked above us left already the building. So here the 100x leverage positions, they did not, no, they got liquidated. I thought they were smart, would have been smart enough to close. They got liquidated. So we have now a little bit over leverage liquidity on these levels here on the short side between $104,200 to $106,000 approximately. So here what you want to see here on this chart is a reclaim of the 50 moving average at around $103,400, so that we have room to get the momentum to break this downward sloping trend line and test the 200 moving average at $108,275 and liquidate all these over leveraged shorts that are sitting up there. Get another rejection from this level here and we come down and liquidate the remaining over leveraged long positions down here at $100,000. And like I said, once we are there, you get one more push here to like 97, maybe even all the way down here to 96,800 in that region before we are turning around and then finally move into the 200 moving average. On the liquidation heat map, let me refresh that quickly again and go to a weekly chart. So here you see that there is confluence why we should go lower first before we go higher, because a lot of liquidity has built up over this week all the way down here to $98,700. I did not look at this before I started the stream, so I literally just did this, did not know. But you see how these levels that I show you tying in with what the liquidation heat map is showing us. And that's why you always look for confluence, regardless of what time frame you are on. You always want to find confluence. And here, the confluence is telling us right now that there is a high probability that we could come down here to touch $98,600. Again, a lot of things need to happen for this to be happening. But from a rational perspective, it would make sense if we would come down here, you know. So, and for that, we only need basically here now to break below $102,000. Creating a long squeeze, and then we basically are on our way here to like $100,000. So that is right now the most important level that we need to hold in the short term, $102,500 to prevent this move to the downside. So if we can prevent this and we start moving higher, then we get a short squeeze that we wanted, of course, see way rather than any long squeeze to the downside. The USDT dominance is also rampaging again here and has broken above this downward sloping trend line, pulling back now. So here at 5.48%, there seems to be some resistance in that overall bigger support area, which is good for us that we're not breaking again above this. Because what you don't want is that the USDT dominance is breaking above here and closes the candle above and then spikes one more time crazy up here. Because then you have your move to $96,000 fairly quickly. So in let me actually see. Yeah, we bounced off here also another level. I just saw that. So if you look here at this wick over there, so we got pretty close to this here today. Yeah, so that is the next closer level to break here. 5.26% is what we need to break here for continuation to the downside. Total free market cap, again, below the downward sloping trend line. Nothing has changed here. Get a move above that, and you get straight continuation to $1 trillion and into the next resistance area of 1.04 and 0.6 trillion dollars. On Ethereum, also here, downward sloping trend line holding as resistance. Break that level here, the downward sloping trend line, and here the horizontal level. Then you have your entry for that trade setup to roughly $3,950 to the upside from $3,540. Remember what I said yesterday? I said yesterday, if we come a little bit lower, you can still add limit orders all the way down here, even into this area here. So as long as Bitcoin is holding above $102,000, this area down here will hold from $3,340 to $3,400. And I would keep adding to my positions, but have a tight stop loss just below that. So like $3,300, there is where your stop loss should be if you keep laddering into your position here all the way down, because that should average then to a stop loss of like 1.5%. And then depending on your leverage, you have to calculate how much you would potentially lose if we would here break below this before we go higher. So just in the scenario that Bitcoin is going to $96,000, $98,000, then you get one more lucky move here into the area down here. So I would, just in case that it's gonna happen, I would set there some limit orders, guys. You know, just set them there. If they don't get hit, that's fine. Then we close them and remove them and add this money somewhere else. But just for the moment, I would have some limit orders down here, just in case that we are coming down there. On the 30-minute time frame, here now the higher low is not over there anymore. It's actually over here, which is fine. And here was something else I wanted to show you guys. Where was that? Oh, that was here on this chart. Okay, we do this tomorrow. There's no harm in doing this tomorrow. So then Solana currently also below this downward sloping trend line. Everywhere the same thing, guys. Everywhere the same thing. We're everywhere below a downward sloping trend line. But Solana shows here a lot of strength, and I'm currently in a Solana trade from $153, I think, to the dollar exactly. I have to look here on my phone. Then I can tell you, but I think it's 103 to the cent. I'm just gonna have a look here quick. Where's my Bybit account? So let me pull this up. So there we go. There we go. So this is $152.92. So this is where I entered my Solana trade. So I'm of course up on this, but I'm not using crazy leverage. So just that you see, I use here, oh wait, I need to switch again screens here. You can see this. So here I'm up 6%. I'm just using 3x leverage on this trade right now. You know, 3x leverage, 6% right now is what I'm up. So that means on spot I'm up like 2% right now. So, but I'm targeting here $180 on that move. So you're also not too late if you want to enter this, but I want to warn you that you should potentially just wait for this downward sloping trend line to break, because we are retesting it right now, and you don't want to open a trade while we run into resistance. So I can close my trade at break even. You know, there's no harm in that because I'm slightly in profit, so I will not lose anything. But if you open right now here and we just start to go down, then you have a problem. You know, so here this level, because I'm in from down here, so there is some room in between, as you can see, and the indicators currently are still pointing to the fact that we should go higher, but we will know for sure based on this current 4-hourly candle. So once this 4-hourly candle closes, we know for sure higher or fake out with one more move to the downside. Let me see here. We are currently 22 minutes in. I can look here. So let me see here. Guys, I'm gonna do one coin. Let me know which coin you want that I analyze quickly here. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting for this, I just want to remind you guys here of something. If I'm gonna find this now. In the meantime, just want to remind you. Come on, load. Wow, is that slow? This is so slow. Okay, I'm gonna wait here a little bit. I just did Solana. That is crazy. That's crazy. I just did Solana. Come on, guys. A few more coins. Gonna wait a little bit. But like in like 15 seconds. In 15 seconds, I'm gonna move on. So let me actually do this really quick. So I wanna see where this problem is, what I want here. Oh, I think it's because I'm streaming. That's why my internet is going a little bit crazy about this. I'm currently streaming. That's why. Okay. So let me have a look in the chat. What's the chat saying? Let's see here. Chainlink. Let's do Chainlink. I did not do Chainlink in a while. So did this now work? Yes. So, but before I go into Chainlink, guys, I want to remind you that I have only a few spots left for my mentorship program again. Remember, I'm only doing this a couple times per year. Where opening up, you can go to my normal website, amcrypto.us. It's not working anymore. It's down because I only let people in that I want to work with right now. So if you are serious about taking your trading to the next step and you want my help personally, then go here to the link in the description and start the application, and then my team is going to see if you're a good fit for the program, because I only want to work with people that are committed, and then we're gonna hop on a call. Now let me go to Link here. Honestly, Link is looking similar to a lot of other coins here. Link, you want to see also here this downward sloping trend line to be broken. I just want to see from where I can properly pull this. Yeah, that here's the trend line that you need to watch. I can promise you, when that trend line is broken here, Link is gonna send. So let me make this here a different color quick. Bigger. So break this trend line here at around $16.24, which is coinciding with a horizontal level. Then you're gonna get a crazy move here, potentially straight to $19.19. So 1 second here. Oh no, it's okay. Okay. So that is what I would be looking out for. There is, of course, if Bitcoin dips here, you can set limit orders to this level here, $15. $15, and then all the way down here into this order block, all the way down to $14.30 is where I would set limit orders. Especially if we get rejected here from this downward sloping trend line. So guys, I have to run. We are already here 22 minutes, 27 minutes. Wow, I read this wrong. So definitely time to go. I have also some other plans right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And I'm gonna see you on 2 streams again in a couple